Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once more to Grigsby's Warning Beast. So, we have a lot to do here. Namely, we need to tidy this front up as the weather is going to be changing shortly. The winter is coming to a close. The level of ice will drop soon enough, and once it does drop, then the Russian mud will arrive. The season of immobility. That's a really powerful infantry division there. Oh no, that's true, isn't it? Wow, okay, so I've had some of my combat edge return. It's been a long time since I saw that. It's I'm just not used to it anymore. It feels good, man. It feels good. It feels good. Right. Okay, let's make sure we can hold the line. We should be far, far easier now. I mean, we did take out the 87,782 Red Army soldiers this turn, so that was a good victory. Right, we need to pull back the armor to the rail line. There we go. We'll have them refuel and be ready to move out. I mean, it did take them a very long time. I don't know. I'm considering whether I should actually send the extra Panzer divisions to join this Panzer Army. But then again, I'd rather have that flexibility of movement. I think the flexibility of movement is going to be incredibly powerful to have. So we'll see. We'll see. I do need to deal with this, but we do have those actual Luftwaffe Jaegers. That's going to be extremely handy to have. Let's see. Have them deploy. Now, where do I want them to deploy? I do have the divisions over here that I can deploy down on this flank, so we'll have them deploy down here where the threat is indeed greatest. But yes, this is going to be difficult for the Soviets to deal with. It's the fact that I've gained reinforcement while they have not. That's a big thing for them. Okay. Take them off the trains. Whoops. Wrong one. I mean, their numbers are rather low, but they will do just fine. Just fine. It eases up the pressure on my divisions, so I can now cover that. There we go. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it. Ah, yes, it was for Kalinin. Or the city of Tozok. Tozoska. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Right, we'll work on trying to isolate this here. I mean, let's see, we have a multiple number of divisions I can spread out now. Okay. I'd like to be in a position where I can pull back the 18th Army elements over here, and then we can have them redeployed elsewhere to serve as a shock force, a force that's unknown. But then again, I may just very well have them taken back and used to remedy the situation in terms of replacements. If I could have them brought to full strength, i.e. With the new equipment, that would make them very powerful. Do I have a spare headquarters? I could have this one move down to Novgorod and that would be within range. Okay, so we now have these available. There's no rail movement there, however, until I move onto the rails. But I only have to move here. Okay. Right, hold that. Okay. Let's see. They'll probably hold. Decent amounts of air support though. Interesting. Instead, I'll have this Panzer Brigade moved elsewhere. It's very valuable. I'd like it to be in a position where we can really make it work. Okay. Over here could be very advantageous. Interdicted. Few losses there. Okay. As the situation will be addressed shortly. I can then begin to try to pull out the German forces and shorten the front, really. Okay. Right. Just one moment. Don't play, don't play. There we go. So I'm just reading a comment that I just got. Okay, where is it? I could make a dent here. There we go. Now, if I had something to follow that up with, I would have been happy. Okay. Right, now I want to make something work here. That would be nice to surround. I'd like to make it to Tula. Reconnaissance would help. There we go. Helps if I know what I'm dealing with. Okay. Impressive. Okay, let's move to Tula. Let's observe the situation here then. Did this recently upgrade? Because I never had Jaegers here before. I'm pretty damn sure I didn't. See, I now have 4th Army that I need to reunite. These elements of 18th Army do need to be pulled back, and then we can use them elsewhere. They have really made their presence felt. I mean, without those men, we would have been in really dire straits. That's for damn sure. I don't know if I want to be pushing any major offensives. I would like to make it to Tula. I think Tula could be reached. Yeah, I do feel like Tula can be reached. Let's increase the morale of our forces. Yeah, look at the strength there. So very low for a guard division. And these are guards. These are meant to be the priority forces. Really, only scouted. Yeah, I'd like to make it to Tula. I mean, let's see. I could make it to potentially Irae. Good. Okay. Jojo Night Knife needs to link up. Okay. Need to set something up here. Oh, that's a tank division. My god, I didn't even notice. Wow, it's been a long while since I saw one of those. So that's always fun to see. Loving it. Okay. Okay. Rifle Brigade, Cavalry Corps, and Rifle Division. Now, if I build up fuel, I should be able to make my way around here. I know I said I wasn't really keen on doing anything too particularly major, but considering the fact that if I cut, let's see, let's bring up this drawing tool, just one momento. Yeah, considering that we have these lines out here, and I just need to cut it there, this one's already cut here, they can't escape. Well, they can escape from here. I doubt, well, I don't think, yeah. They're about to escape. Kinda. Not very easily. But nonetheless, I'll preserve my fuel for the time being then. Now, it could either go that way, either way really. Well, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to have the rail line work on this railroad to Tula. I'd like to take Tula, and then we have a solid position there. And plus it would be nice to recapture the city. Like a rail as well, I would like to take. If I could make it to Ryazan, I don't think I could make it to Ryazan. But we'll see. I will definitely be withdrawing these Panzer armies soon enough. It depends really, I might just withdraw them in the following turn and settle. But if I can make some solid gains now, I would be very happy, as the Soviets are definitely off balance here. Reinforcements have been sent to this sector, and further reinforcements will be sent. The sector will be stabilized. The Russians will find it difficult, to say the very least. Especially over here, considering their offensive power has dropped. I mean, the Leibenstadter, is it Liebenstadter Adolf Hitler? I can't remember how you pronounce it specifically. But yeah, they've been savaged, but they've held. They've bloody well held. No kidding, really. I mean, their morale, pretty awesome. Yeah. The armored division as well. Lacking 5,000 men. Definitely hurting. No close support tanks, only 12 medium tanks left, only 4 light tanks. It's barely a panzer division, in all honesty. There's only 16 vehicles. 16. That's nothing. I mean, we have a few damaged. 1 Panzer III-E, 10 Panzer III-H's, 4 Panzer II-C's. I would love to try and rescue them. It might be possible, we'll have to see. Okay. Now the front down. It puts me in a better position. Okay. Let's increase our experience. Yeah, look at that. Nothing there. Heavy amount of armored fighting vehicles, though, to be fair. What do we have here? Rifle division and a cavalry corps. Yeah, that's definitely worthwhile. Actually. The town here has a little bit of supply, which is definitely helpful. What do we have here? We have a headquarters, hopefully a higher level headquarters. 44th Army, perhaps? Yeah, 44th Army. Let's see. But that's an important rail network hub, so we'll be able to take that in the future. Okay. Yeah, I have two headquarters over here that are practically doing jack shit. They'd be useful over here. I'll have that reassigned to the 18th Army. There we go. 18th Army, Army go north. There we go, take some of the load off the 16th Army. There we go. Roving bands of partisans. I mean, it is difficult to keep on top of it, but it is doable. And I have been doing some good work with it. Okay. This one's important. It means I can bring reinforcements to this area, as well as supply. And this is a vital area, considering that it's barely reaching, but now once we get to this position here, we should start to be able to reach. And then soon enough we'll be able to link up, so then we don't have this deficit in the center that we've had for a long time. Then once that's eliminated, that should help us out significantly. I need to bring the railheads as close as absolutely possible to the front line. Yep, this is all linked up now. I mean, I could do with rail lines down to Crimea. I mean, that is being worked on. I mean, they are within the actual coverage. It's not a priority. It would be nice, but it's not a priority. Having supply moving this way? Possibly. But then again, it will be needed for Case Blue, so we will do that then, I guess. Yeah, that's the most direct path. Been a while since we had you down here. Oh no. There we go, but that's already one more rail line. So we're going to have you begin to push this way, so then we can move up our supply, move up our logistics, and eventually try to... I don't know, I could have the air forces deployed over here, the transport planes deployed here, and then we could try to air supply Stalingrad. Okay, these new forces are available. Let's make them count. Okay. There's something here that I will deal with. I mean, there's going to be units here. If it technically cuts them off, I'm happy. Right, have these forces moved over here? As far away from the battle space to not complicate things. Okay. How much do I have left? Ah, not enough. Ah, I see. Fair enough. I guess they must have pulled back. Right, then we'll destroy these forces. I'd like to push them back to the river. Donut. That's where I need to push them back to. If I could push them back to this river here, then we'll have a good position. Okay, here we need to fall back. To the rail line at least. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that needs to line up a little bit. Yep, rout them. Garrison Kharkov. Okay. Not enough. Okay, now this is the important thing. We've regained initiative down here in the south. We can begin to roll back the Red Army. And that's going to be very important. Where's the other one? Oh right, they're all in this area, okay. Fair enough. Now, this extra division, the 22nd, where do I want them? I kind of would like them down here in Crimea. Yeah, we'll have them deployed to Crimea. Oh. There we go. There we go. That'll do for now. I'm going to be very interested to see the logistical situation. Indeed. Right, fly some fuel. It does Reich Motor Division. That was a lot of fuel. Okay. Yep, I'm happy with that. Yep, we'll go with that. So that's going to put a lot of fuel into them. Now, potentially what we can do here next turn is going to be rather interesting. We have 112% fuel here. That's incredible. That is an absurd amount of fuel for us to actually have. Really good. What I'd like to do then is to just, I don't know, I might be able to just completely cut them off. It's going to be great. I mean, I could even try to make a giant movement towards Kursk. Or I could go around and then get these forces, take Irae and Tula. But I'm going to have to surround Irae. Irae's really quite fortified, it seems. But we'll see. We have a potential to gain Ryazan, Tula, Irae back. Well, not Ryazan. That's good. I mean, we are moving beyond Moscow, which is sweet. The fact that we've actually pushed forwards here during the blizzards is good. It's very good. It's very indicative of our efforts. Ugh. Right, there we go. Go ahead, see how things turn out. But the good news is here, the fact that we've been able to surround a few forces this turn, so that means even more losses for the Soviets. And if we can keep this moving, keep this snowball going during the winter, then that's going to be hard for them to come back from. I mean, those losses of guards is going to be catastrophic. That's an insane amount of headquarters down there in Crimea. Interesting. But yep, that's another guard division, a rifle division. That's going to hurt them. And then we have the potential to encircle all those armoured brigades and divisions. It can be done. It can be done. Yep, let's see what they do. I mean, I might be able to grab a few more divisions here. If I could make it to Ivanova, that'd be nice. But the road to Yaroslavl is looking open. The Soviets are having to rebalance their forces massively. They're losing quite a lot of men to our interdiction attacks as well. Always a good thing. If I can recapture Rostov, I'll be happy. That'd be a nice city to retake. Yeah, lots of movements this turn. But there's another guard division inside that pocket to the north, and then there's possibly another guard formation, possibly a brigade or division inside that pocket there south. I doubt it'll hold. Yeah, that's fair. A lot of air power there. I may want to tone it down so we don't send all the planes to one area. It does inflict heavy casualties upon them, though. Look, I'm happy for them to start moving here. I have armored forces just to the south, and Jaeger forces. So if they want to go, then they can go. So at the end of the day, I will have the mobility. I mean, they do have groups of 40-odd thousand men. I mean, that's 38,000 in there. But still large amounts of men around. That's really nice. I'm very happy about that. If I can counterattack in the north and surround enemy forces, I will be extremely happy. Yep, that finished force held. Wow, once again, huge casualties there. British completely compounded their defensibility. That's no problem. I mean, the armoured forces weren't really in a position to fight there, considering they were on the trains. Wow. Yeah, it seems like they're starting to pull back in certain areas, which is good. I can exploit that. What? That is a lot of casualties there for the Soviets. Casualties and fatalities. Not easy things to come back from. I'm held on to Belgorod because I'd rather hold on to the city. Good. Nice. Really nice. Not surprised about that one. But we can make this work. I mean, we have these forces here so we can corral them closer. I could potentially take Rostov soon enough. Big attack. Really big attack. Yeah, the Finnish forces are really good. I mean, their morale is dropping, but I can have them in Finland for a time. The number of Soviet attacks should drop catastrophically now. It's the fact that they just don't have that offensive power for the moment. I mean, that is the greatest thing. Their loss of just offensive ability. I think we should be able to contrast the level of attrition this coming turn, compared to the ones in the Blizzard. I think in the Blizzard we were taking on average about 70,000 losses or casualties due to attrition. Yeah, look at that. That was a significantly shorter turn due to the just inability for the Soviets to really pull anything off. So that means we pocketed a few troops this turn. So that's a few extra 1,000 removed from the Soviet order of battle. And that's going to have a big impact. It's just going to keep on snowballing out of control. I think 1942 we should be able to establish dominance over the Red Army. I don't think it'll end this year, but we'll see. Yep, lots of losses there. I need to focus on destroying the Red Air Force. So it did take a few losses here, but so did the Reds. Okay. Yep, 3.87. So... their numbers are just so low. Further reinforcements have arrived. Lovely. I mean, we're getting stronger now. Slightly stronger. Right. But this is it. Due to that maneuvering, they've pulled back. And that's just alleviated this pocket. Well, this area defense so very much. That means I can narrow the front, ultimately have more men, and we can try to corral them into a pocket. That would be nice. Okay. Many partisans this turn. And it seems like they've just abandoned Stalingrad. The AI dubs out quite hard sometimes. What do we have in here then? So we have a guards rifle, and a rifle brigade. Good haul. Good haul. Right, so let's see. 0 at the moment. Good. That one division should be enough. Whoop. Or not. Resilient. There we go. So I mean, we took a few losses there, 424 losses, a few armoured fighter vehicles being lost, but that's just under 20,000 men gone now. Just for a simple little pocket. Would have been further with these men down here. Yep, right, Guards Rifle Brigade. But I have this now, so we have another Guards Rifle and another Rifle. Your morale is fairly low. Let them do the honours. That's another 7,000 men. Yeah, very low morale. Awesome. And these men. Okay, let's take a look. Yep, 19,000 men there, 262 pieces of artillery. But the fact that there was a cavalry corps as well is quite handy. So, let's see. In that small number of pockets, in those small pockets, that's a further 52,185 men lost. Those are really, really bad. That's a further 693 guns gone. So, yep, technically we now outnumber the Red Army. We're almost there in artillery, we outdo them in armour. Air power's where it's not good, but yeah, that's great news. Notice the fact that they pulled back in some areas while they've dug in some other areas. Another tank division. Okay. New infantry, Romanian construction, Hungarian armoured, transports, a lot of these. Right, rebuild the defense line. There we go. Okay. They held. Yeah, the effects of this are already being felt. So I've been able to narrow the front down now. And that's handy. That's really handy. I mean, I would like one united Panther line, but I don't know if it is actually going to be needed, considering, well, we outnumber the Red Army currently, in terms of men and armor. That's something that should not happen. The Red Army needs about a 2-to-1 ratio or more, preferably more, to be able to push back the Germans. And notice that they have been checked over here. They've been checked over here. And this could have gone really badly. They do have a large amount of men, but they've really pushed them out into a larger front. Whereas they should concentrate it and use them like a spear. Right. Reserve committed. There we go, there's the headquarters routed. Routed. That's a lot of men lost there. Okay. There we go, we contracted the line here, made it stronger. So I now do have a more or less continuous front line. There we go, now that is a continuous front line, at least in the south, more or less, in this area. And we do have the 22nd Panzer Division. Look at that, thing of beauty that is. Who really? Ideally, I'd like you to spearhead. Right, let's do some quick reconnaissance. Okay, it's held here and... well, it's held on all three, but this is probably the weakest. Can only cross here, though. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, this is a thing. We've been up and down with this salient over here. I mean, Crimea's been a pain in the ass. So, seeing how the forces are deployed, I may want to have the 22nd deployed elsewhere then, perhaps. We'll see. It could be instrumental, but I won't know until I need it. Am I missing something here? Ah, there we go. Lovely. That's another 3, so that's going to advance that. I mean, the amount of trucks we have is now recovering, which is nice. It's building back up, which is fantastic. That means that we'll be able to start to pull off a lot of things. Most importantly, we'll be able to hold and fight back. So let's see, the Soviets have lost so far 55,000 men. And considering they lost 87,000, almost 88,000 men the term before, that's over 100,000 men gone within 2 weeks. These are losses that they really shouldn't be having. Well, I mean, they did lose a lot of men. They lost a catastrophic number of men. But considering the fact that they've lost 5.6 million men, 5.66 million men, that's definitely hurt them. And we've taken lighter losses than I think historically. Now, well, the number of men killed, 270,000 is a lot of men. But not that many. We had 91,000 return, only 112,000 return for the Soviets. Which is not very many. Good for us. But losses of the armored fighting vehicles have been somewhat substantial. Well, considering the fact that the Soviets have a much larger inventory of armored fighting vehicles. And the, I mean, the Panzer II was pretty much obsolete already. The Panzer III, decent, really, little tank, not too bad. The Panzer IV was really quite good, but obviously the lack of them. Well, they had a lot of Panzer IVs, but obviously Panzer IIs and IIIs made up the vast majority, which is why the Panzer IV is designated as a close support tank. Okay. There's so much that can be done around Orel. So much. I need to push them so hard that they have to pull back. Notice the fact that they've established a defensive line here, and considering the fact that I was always the lightest in this area, and that we've been pushed back. I mean, we've been pushed back from here. The line used to be around about here. So we've lost a lot of territory there. And if I can begin to push them back. Obviously it's going to help out the Soviets, so what I need to do is I need to somehow pocket them. So I think I might have the 22nd Panzer Division deployed to this area instead. From Kharkov, and then from Kharkov we could try to make it to Kursk. And then if we go from Orel to Kursk and try to link up in some giant pocket. Or at least sever these rail lines to make it difficult for the Soviets to get men out or in. That could be good. But they do have a lot of men. It's just the fact that they have a lot of men concentrated in certain areas. Namely the north. That's where the great concentration is right now. The greatest concentration. But ultimately, what's it going to do for them? Absolute jack shit. Right. Let's see. So I can take these Coast Guard divisions and have them, well, brigade, just move them into the city down here. And then at least, it's obviously not a security force, but it's something to hold it with. Which I feel good about. Obviously I can't move them by rail yet. But we'll have them move. Actually, I could have gone by sea. Or not, I guess it's frozen at the moment. We'll leave them as they are then for the moment. The rest can start to move. There we go. It's obviously not enough. But the more men I get into the area, the less partisans I will deal with. And Leningrad is a huge collection of urban centres. Huge collection. And I could do with establishing a part of the Panther line down here. That is true. So let's do that then. I'll build it on the towns here just to begin with. They'll form the bedrock and the rail lines. Probably want it a little bit further out so we don't trap our own forces. Cover the flank. Right, that's all I can afford now in terms of armor. Well, in terms of fortification positions. So I don't think we'll ever be able to link up the Panther line, sorry. But we do have a lot of fortifications out there in the field. Which probably cost me in terms of manpower, but I could always disband them. But our numbers are really quite good. Quite good. I mean, Army Group Centre is under the command of Kesselring. Von Rundstedt controls Army Group South. We have Alfred Jodl. Which is a shame, really, considering that Leningrad was taken. And Moscow was taken. But they were still relieved of command, obviously, because the game can't really simulate something like that. Which is a shame. But it's pretty cool. I'm still very much looking forward to Born in the East 2. Can't wait for that. Right, let's take a look here then. Yep, forecast of snow. Ice level's still quite high. And promotions here. New units. Units redrawn. Upgrades. Yeah, Jaegers. Okay. Ah, right, I see. So at the moment, 80% of land production is moved to the east, and only 6% of air production is moved to the east. That's obviously to simulate the fact that the Reich is still holding in the west against the Allies. Czechoslovakia, 80% land, yeah, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, 100%. Italy is barely contributing much, if anything. Which is understandable, really. You have the amount of manpower captured that's gone up. That's good. Not long now before we start seeing tigers in the field. That's going to be nice. And these are superb tanks with the amazing guns. So what I'll do is I'll have them concentrated in specific units if I can deploy them as like sort of brigades. And I can use them as like breakthrough units. Okay. The pools are rather small now, but we do have 317,100 Hilfswilliger jars. I need to do some reading up on what they actually did. I mean, obviously they were volunteers, quote unquote, or at least collaborators, I suppose you could describe them as. Collaborators probably would be good, considering their treatment after the war or by Soviet forces as basically traitors. I mean, what the game fails to simulate is obviously like partisan movements to a certain degree. I mean, there is partisans, but like the Ukrainian uprisings. But then again, it's only 1942. Now we're in March 1942. Which is nice. My birthday is on the 18th of March. So let's see if we can take a nice city by then. What I'd love to be able to do is concentrate armoured power and be able to push on over to here. I mean, the sheer length of this would make it practically impossible, but if I had forces over here and over here, it could be potentially tried. But I think a push towards Yaroslavo and Ivanovo could be on the cards. The next priority target is in fact Gorky. Yeah, that is the priority here. It is producing T-34s and T-60s, T-70s among vehicles and aircraft. It must be taken, or at least removed. But I guess, yeah, I think, yeah, okay. I'll say the priority of 1942 then is going to be the Caucasus region. I'd like to make it towards Baku. There's so much force down here, just, well, I mean, there's a lot of force here in Crimea. I need, I don't know, maybe 2, maybe 3 Panzer armies. Considering I have the entirety of Army Group North dedicated, I think I could go with 3 Panzer armies down here. So we could take, potentially, 3rd and 4th Panzer armies, have them sent to the south. I think 2nd Panzer Army could be committed to the north, or at least like north centre, and sort of dividing line. But yeah, I do need to start to facilitate that mass movement. It's going to take a lot of our rail resources, but if we do have the Panzers in a position and available, then those Panzer armies could make it. And yeah, we need to swing that about. But I mean, we are unmolested here. Hell of a lot of movement there. 237% fuel. That's ridiculous. Like, that's mental. We need to push them back, and we might be able to link up with these forces from Stalingrad. Let's see. Yep, victory point is rising. Good advantage at the moment. I do need to take Sevastopol. It's only Sevastopol, Rozhne, and Baku that we need to capture. Everything else has been taken. Still will not mean a victory, I do not believe. I don't think there really is a sort of sudden death victory in Bitter Peace. I think it just ends in 42. Sorry, 45. Either way. I will call this session to an end. As per usual, my rants are a little bit all over, but I'm pretty good at making things up on the fly as we go on. So I think we'll be able to make a push towards Yellow's level, considering the fact that they have pushed back, well, withdrawn forces over here. Or do I even do that? Considering the mud is not too far away, I might push up towards this river here, establish a defensive line along this river. That could be accomplished. I should be able to capture these guards. There's a guard cavalry corps in here as well. That's kind of dangerous. Another cavalry corps. We'll see. This is going to be interesting to see what we can do over here. I mean, they are ultimately very weak here, but I do need to face this off with infantry. And I don't know. I don't know if I'll push too hard for a pocket. I could try to cut through them and force a little pocket, which might be doable. There's a few more guard forces, but the number of guard forces has been just rapidly diminished. I mean, there's still a number of them. I mean, we have, I'm going to soon make, well, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So at the moment there's a total of about 19 guard forces that we can see at the moment, or guard formations. Now, considering that we removed 5 the turn before the last, and then a further, what, 2 or 3 after that, we've removed almost half of that strength. And those are divisions that the AI has had to spend admin points on to produce. I mean, they can only produce so many divisions per turn. So if we can keep off nipping and destroying a few divisions each turn or brigades, then ultimately we will force the AI back further and further. So yes, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, do stay tuned for the next session, which will not be long. And do give me your thoughts down below, or recommend me a book. And you can always join me on Discord, or become one of my patrons. Until next time, goodbye for now.